AgriNovus is working to showcase Indiana's unparalleled agbioscience talent and innovation and the countless stories of those leading the way within Indiana's growing $16 billion industry. The convergence of multiple disciplines and industries within Indiana is just ripe for the purpose of advancing food production, which is very unique. And what AgriNovus does is it brings these people together with a common vision. We all want to address food insecurity, increase food production, and this knowledge group of people has probably been the best source of talent that we could even find in the state. And it's perfect timing as the need for innovative solutions is more and more important. The growing global population and associated food shortage becomes a big threat that needs attention. So a tremendous opportunity exists for our state, the individuals, the businesses and universities and investors who see Indiana as the primary catalyst in both traditional and non-traditional food production. Our story, Heloponics, is one example of how technology is transforming the agriculture industry by finding new ways to deliver value within different subsectors. This sector is truly bursting with cutting-edge technology, science, and research from genetics, biologics, to artificial intelligence, robotics, sensors, and even digital imagery. I encourage viewers to take just a few minutes to experience a variety of the truly innovative and cutting-edge approaches to science, research, and technology. It is all happening right here.
I always have to laugh when they play the Backstreet Boys to welcome me up. It's starting to become a little bit of a reputation, I think, that I'm building. Good morning, everyone. My name is Beth Bechtel. I'm the president and CEO of AgriNovus Indiana, and thank you so much for being with us today. We are so excited about today's program, about having all of you with us as we continue to talk about not only the importance of the ag biosciences, but also, even more importantly, Indiana's tremendous leadership in this really critical and future-driven industry. Last year, I stood here before you and shared some of my thoughts about some of the analysis, some of the investigation, some of the homework we had been doing as AgriNovus over the last year. This year, I'm going to spend just a couple of minutes here at the beginning of the program and tell you about a couple of really exciting things that actually have allowed us to turn investigation into activation. This has really been an exciting year of execution, of catalyzing, of facilitating, and again, activating a lot of really important and I think impactful programs and initiatives that we have been fortunate to be a part of with some really amazing partners. The first that I want to sort of touch on is an opportunity that we had, and I couldn't be happier to share a little bit of this story when I look out across the room, granted with some bright lights, but I see a lot of corduroy blue jackets. I think everybody in this room knows the significance of that important organization, the National FFA and all of their state affiliates, to thinking about the future of talent in food and agriculture. They are that next generation. This year, we had the opportunity to present a vision for an entirely new component of the National FFA's annual convention here in Indianapolis to their leadership. They embraced the idea of a blue room. Sort of sight unseen, hadn't done it before. We had some renderings, we had a vision and a map and an outline of what that really hands-on technology experience at this annual gathering of students from all across the country could be. We were pretty fortunate to have an organization like Microsoft come alongside recognizing the connectivity between technology, digital, informatics, and agriculture, and understood the vision of this blue room. So imagine in the Indianapolis Convention Center, a huge room, 17,000 square feet, where we basically transformed a physical space into a technology showcase. Unbelievable video capabilities, unbelievable displays, TED Talks that took place there, great companies like Corteva, Elanco, Cargill, BASF, John Deere, FMC, who all came along aside us in that room. And that, to me, was an impact that AgriNovus has been talking about since our inception, of making sure that we think about the future leaders, the future workforce, the future career pathways, all tied to innovation in agriculture. I have a quick video that I want to show you. It's going to run here in just a second when they get the cue. We had an opportunity as AgriNovus to have a display in the entry room of this room. And in there, we got to ask questions of students who came in about their thoughts and their ideas about what is innovation in agriculture. What kinds of careers based in tech do you think you could pursue? And I think you'll agree that just some very simple Post-it notes with some very profound words and phrases really demonstrate, I think, the impact we had over those 3 days of convention. Take a look. Love the Indiana is awesome, Post-it note especially. The other activity that really dominated a lot of our time at the end of this year was another tremendous partnership, again centered around an event. We had the opportunity to be a partner with the Forbes organization to host a Ag Tech Indianapolis Summit, first of its kind in the Midwest, alongside our partners, the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, and many other companies and organizations based here in Indiana who helped support that event. We drew over 500 people from across the country to come to Indianapolis for 2 days to see startup displays, showcase events with emerging companies and entrepreneurial businesses. They got to hear from great speakers all about the future of innovation in this industry. And as a part of that, we've developed some, I think, even more special relationships that, as I think about our future, are even more exciting for the year to come. The Forbes Ag Tech Summit actually initiated in Salinas, California. It's now a franchise that we are excited to be an important part of. But launching that first Forbes Ag Tech event in Salinas obviously took some pretty incredible partners on the West Coast to help Forbes put that in place as well. SVG Partners and Thrive are at the center of that Forbes Ag Tech Summit on the West Coast. And by putting these two events now together over the course of the year, we have built an incredible collaborative relationship with SVG and the Thrive program that they have built. And this morning, we have an extra special announcement to make right here as we kick off the program about a new initiative that we're going to be launching going into the 2019 year with those specific partners, SVG, Thrive. So at this time, I'd like to ask my friend John Hartnett, the founder of SVG Partners and the Thrive Accelerator, to come forward and share a little more with you about that. John? Yeah.
Thank you, Beth.
Yeah.
And congratulations on all the fantastic work that you've done. I mean, it's pretty amazing what you've done in a relatively short period of time. We're especially proud and excited to be here today. We are a venture capital innovation company. We run an accelerator program called Thrive Ag Tech, and we started that out in California, in Silicon Valley and Salinas Valley. And about 6 years ago, we founded the Ag Tech Summit with Forbes, and it's become a national franchise, and it's been an excellent experience working, with Forbes. We have built an ecosystem centered in the West Coast, but we are reaching about 67 countries around the world. We have about 1,500 startups from all over the world that are part of our ecosystem. We work with over 6,000 farmers across the US and globally. And we're working with major universities and major corporations. And as Beth mentioned, we came here to the Forbes event back in September and really had an unbelievable experience here in terms of really observing and seeing what's happening on the ground here from an agriculture perspective. I mean, Indiana and Indianapolis are truly a Midwest, hub of agriculture. And we felt, and talking with many of our partners, that we need to have a leg and a footprint here in the Midwest. So this morning, we're delighted to announce that we are expanding our Thrive AgTech program and accelerator and investment into Indiana and into Indianapolis, and delighted to partner with AgriNovus to make that happen. And also, we've been working with several partners over the last number of years. We've been working with Corteva, who are a well-known name to you here. Land O'Lakes have been a great partner of ours for the last 3 years. When we talked about doing the Midwest, they were absolutely thrilled. And of course, I was thinking they'll want us to go north of Indiana, but they were absolutely thrilled that we decided to partner here and to work with you here as well. I'm also delighted to announce some new partnerships for us that we're delighted to work with. Elanco, as you know, headquartered here in Greenfield, are one of the top companies in the world from animal health care, and we're delighted to partner with the team there. We've also been working with the National Pork Board, who have also partnered with us here to set up this accelerator focused on livestock and how we can actually improve the challenges that are facing the industry. And then finally, we're delighted to work with Purdue University and the Foundry. We've had a great experience seeing the entrepreneurs that are coming out of the Foundry, and we're delighted to be partnering with them to take this to the next steps. So with that, we are thrilled to be here. We're thrilled to be the start of a journey, and hopefully we'll be back next year with more action.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. As John said, there'll be more details to follow. I think we have our first activation conference call, Maurice, on Monday morning. So we're working through the details, but putting that kind of partnership together is so important to us. At the Forbes Ag Tech Summit, it was actually Governor Holcomb in a conversation with Steve Forbes on the stage, who was asked about sort of this West Coast, Midwest competition, and how does a state like Indiana sort of stack up against the Silicon Valley region of the country? And I thought the governor's response to that was spot on, which is, we're not looking to compete, we're looking to complement. And I couldn't have a better example of a way to activate that complementary relationship than through this new initiative with SVG, Thrive, and the other partners that John mentioned. So thank you again. I'm not going to take up any more time with opening comments because we have a really outstanding and amazing program for you, and I don't want to eat into the speaker's time. So the very last things that I am going to do are just go through a handful of housekeeping items. Again, I'll be very brief. As you heard from the announcement, please make sure that cell phones are silenced on vibrate, if you would. Wi-Fi is available to all of you. That, I think, information is in your program, but you should be able to log in via JW Marriott meeting, and the password is Plaid Marketing. Thank you to the Plaid Agency for sponsoring our Wi-Fi access today. Please do, for those of you, I see some young faces in the audience, I see phones out, please be active on social media today with us. We really want to make sure that we hit a much bigger audience outside of the JW Marriott, so I'm looking over here at this particular table of high school students, and I want to make sure that you tweet, you Instagram, you post. I don't know all the words to use, but whatever you need to do on social media channels, even though your teacher is sitting with you, it's okay today. We have a social media nest in the back of the room. Thank you to the Indiana IoT Lab for hosting that. But we've got some great tech gurus and social media experts in the back who are going to be tweeting and getting a lot of content out through the whole course of the day. Audience questions during our sessions. We are going to do our best. A lot of the panel sessions, moderators know that they're going to try to budget time to take audience questions, but I have also said to them that if the discussion is going so well, keep it going. So please don't hold it against us at the end of the day if we don't get all of your questions answered. Take a look at people in the panels, take a look at the speakers, find them during breaks if you don't get a question asked. But when we do call for questions, we have standing microphones in each of the 3 aisles, and the moderators will take those from there. After our presentations, at the end of the day, please, please, please stay for our networking reception. We want to make sure that we use today's program as a get-to-know one another event. This is about making connections, putting people together who don't always get to spend time either in their professional or personal lives together, so please do that. And lastly, I would be remiss if I didn't thank, at least to start, a number of our key sponsors. Thank you so much to Corteva AgriScience and Elanco Animal Health, 2 of our founding investors and stakeholders in AgriNovus Indiana, for being the title sponsors of today's event. And then I also would like to recognize our platinum and gold sponsors. Thank you to the Indiana Economic Development Corporation for the continued strong relationship we're building together with them here in the state. And to our gold sponsors, Microsoft, the Indy Partnership, Ag Alumni Seed, and the Northeast Indiana Regional Partnership. Please join me in thanking this group of our sponsors.